The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Good morning. Court Radio is now in session. Call 215-227-2727. When you've got legal questions, we've got the answers. This is Court Radio. And now here's your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning and welcome. It's Court Radio, and I am Dean Weitzman. If you're listening and you've got legal issues, questions, or problems, give us a call at 215-227-2727. That's the number you need to call for Court Radio and My Philly Lawyer all week long. All you got to do is give us a call. 215-227-2727. As the callers come in, we'll start taking their questions. And welcome. It is October the 4th. The first Sunday in October. We're popeless now. And thank God everything went well. He's back in Vatican City. No harm, no foul. He was a wonderful addition to the city for the time he was here. Seems like a lot of people got a lot out of his stay. And the calls are coming. I hear Monica's chatting away over there. But in any event, some things going on around the city today that we want to talk about before we get to our special guest host. Guess what? South Dakota tribe, the Santee Sioux tribe, has proven its business acumen. And they're running a successful casino. Well, they're now opening the very first marijuana resort. That's right. If you want to go toke it up in South Dakota with some Indians, they're waiting for you. They must have like those like really cool long pipes that Indians use, to smoke tobacco, but now they're using it for other purposes. So South Dakota tribe, there you go. But let's see what else is going on more locally. Philly Magazine, the Toads at Philly Magazine, they mocked me for sending out a press release, right? Too soon, they said. Like I sent it to the victims' homes. I sent it to Philly Magazine. They can publish it or not. But they mocked me for doing that. And then these toads over at Philly Magazine do a whole spread on diversity in education. Diversity in education in Philadelphia, right? And they do a cute little picture of all the little children to demonstrate diversity in Philadelphia. And there's not a single African-American child on the picture. Can you figure what the publisher was thinking when he picked that picture? This guy has to be one of the dumbest publishers. He should be thrown out of the... Now, actually, it's unjustifiable, but I'm probably going overboard because they, took it to me a few months ago, so I'm giving it back. There you go. So maybe there's a little personal bias there, but the truth of the matter is that the publisher apologized. I'm not sure an apology is sufficient. Maybe they should run a second cover, which is more appropriate for the topic of diversity in Philadelphia. 215-227-2727. And... yeah, we got Gene from Northeast Philly. Hey, Gene, welcome to Court Radio.
Yes, how you doing?
Not so bad. It's Sunday, it's 7 o'clock. I'm up. I'm awake, feeling good. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm frustrated.
Really? Well, that's oftentimes the case when people call me. What's frustrating you this morning?
I had got a livestock, and I ain't had no insurance on the car or registration because I had just got it. And the only thing I had was the papers that I got signed, that yellow paper they give you. after you signed the car and everything. And I got pulled over. The guy towed my car and gave me a couple of tickets, and they stole my car, which I didn't have a problem with that. And then they sent me a letter home talking about they stole my car for like $1,200, but I have like $900 worth of tickets. So and I didn't have no tickets at all on the car. So all that money that they stole the car, it should have went towards the rest of my tickets, right?
Right.
But they're still telling me I need to pay when they sold my car for $1,200, and I needed to pay $900.
Yeah. How long did they have your car before they sold your car?
They had it for like about a month, and they sold it.
Well, let me ask you something. Why didn't you go get it back in that month?
Because I didn't have the money to go get it. I would have, but I didn't have the money to go get it. So I said, I'm going to let them sell it, and I know whatever they sell it for is going to go towards my ticket.
Well, that was probably the wrong thinking, because there's a lot of other charges, like the tow itself, like the month's worth of storage, and then they probably charge you some kind of a fee for the sale. And so once all those charges come off, I'll bet not too much of that $1,200 went toward your tickets.
Yeah. I understand all that, but my tickets didn't go down at all. It stayed the same price.
Well, do you know what all those other charges are? I mean, I'm just estimating, but do you know how much they charge for a daily storage fee? Do you know how much they charge for towing? Because the daily storage fee, it's got to be at least $25 a day times, you said over 30 days. That's got to be like $750 just for the storage. And then the towing, that's got to be another couple $100 to tow your car in. So now you're talking about like $1,000 at least, and I'm being generous, for these things. So, like, if they had sold your car for $22,000 instead of $1,200, I'm sure they would have paid your tickets. They would have taken the money and sent you the difference. But when they only sell your car for $1,200 and it's been in there for over a month, I can understand your frustration. Don't get me wrong. I would be as well. But I also understand how the city works, and they're going to get paid for all those other charges before they give you credit for your tickets. You know, so it's probably like, you know, if they didn't sell that car, if they sold the car for $1, you probably would owe them $900 in tickets and another couple $1,000 for storage and towing. Maybe you got to look at it like that. That this should have been like a $3,000 lesson or a $2,500 lesson, and in the end, it's only going to be the $900 for the tickets. And for all our other listeners, there's no give me on buying a car. Like the day you buy it, the second you buy it, you have to have insurance lined up and go to a tag place and get it registered. Don't just hand somebody some money on the street corner and jump in the car and go, because it's uninsured and unregistered, and if you're stopped, you're going to have what, you know, Gene has from Northeast Philly, and that is a pocket full of tickets and no car. All right, Gene, thanks for calling Court Radio. God bless, and have a great Sunday.
Same to you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. 215-227-2727. All right, let's talk to our guest host, Dr. Joseph McAfee. Welcome to Court Radio. Goes by Dr. Joe, and he's the medical director at West Philly Associates, one of our sponsors, and a great medical center. Welcome to Court Radio.
Thanks, Dean.
Joe, Dr. Joe, you are a doctor of, go ahead.
Chiropractic.
Where'd you go to school?
Pennsylvania Chiropractic College.
Really? Where's that at?
It was in Langhorne when I went there, and then it kind of moved around a little bit. Ended up in Chestnut Hill, and then it went out of existence, actually.
Wow, does that mean you're not really a doctor of chiropractic?
No, I'm absolutely a doctor.
Licensed and everything?
Everything you need. Yes.
What is it that a doctor of chiropractic does? Like, I know that when I have a client who's been involved in an accident, some sort of a trauma, slip and fall, or a motor vehicle accident, and they are complaining of neck pain and back pain and arm pain and leg pain, I I'll send them to you. What happens when you get the patient I've sent you?
Well, the first thing we do is do a full examination to find out if chiropractors are looking for pinched nerves, and the chiropractic term for that is a chiropractic subluxation. So there's you know what a dislocation is. What's less than a dislocation. So the bones have either moved out of place or they're pressing on a nerve and they're causing the pain. So when they come into us, we want to check them to see if there are any chiropractic subluxations, and then we have techniques and adjusting techniques that will allow the joint to return to its normal place and normal function. And in doing so, then the pain usually very naturally goes away.
So tell me, how many of your patients become pain-free as a result of your care by the end of the treatment program?
Oh, goodness. Well, I don't know about 100% pain-free, but I'd say almost 90% of the patients by the end of the treatment are about 90% pain-free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've made a significant improvement in their condition. How did you get that improvement? What techniques? What do they do when? I mean, people are nervous when they come to a doctor's office. What can they expect you to be doing to them? Do you start cracking? I mean, you see the movies with chiropractors. You know, they stand on their feet and they're on top of the patient and they're popping their neck and cracking them.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah. Well, first we just talk. So when they come in, I've been in a couple of accidents myself, so I know that it's upsetting to people when they first come in, and they're a little bit on guard. Their body's a little bit still in the accident, you could say, and they're tense and upset. They've been upset by this accident. So one of the first things we do is just have a conversation about what happened. What kind of accident was it? Most of the people that we see are auto-related accidents. So we ask them how it happened and then where the pain, was the pain immediate? Did it show up a couple of days later? Sometimes it shows up a lot later.
Do you take a history of their condition before the accident?
Yeah, we want to find out if there's any previous accidents or any injuries, all the way back to when they were young, just to find out what's underneath everything.
Uh-huh.
Most of the people that come in have their spines are not in great shape. They've been through life. Life takes its toll on people. So,
and how does that? Let me ask you, because if you're like me, a healthy strapping young man, and I'm involved in an accident,
right,
I may sustain an injury, a specific injury. But how does it differ when you're coming in having had life's problems and you've had prior injuries and accidents, and then you have this new trauma? How is that different than it affecting somebody who's like me?
You mean the strapping guy with? I guess. Well, we got to figure out how much has been there from before and how much is new. And then my job is to restore you to where you were before the accident. We go further than that because we're gonna actually make sure they were better. You're gonna end up better than you were before you walked in the door with the accident. In other words, we'll go back and just see how much joint. Get the joints to relax and align up, and then strengthen them. So we do a lot of different things. We do exercise. We have personal trainers working out with us.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, and we have an exercise machine which both strengthens and stretches the joints. So there's a lot you can do in a very short period of time.
Speaking of that exercise machine, I was told that you have a United States patent on some piece of equipment. What is that all about?
Well,
how did you get one?
You
watching too much Saturday morning TV or something? I mean,
I got inspired by Pilates. Most people know Pilates exercises as stuff they're kind of exercises you do like on the floor, like yoga-like exercises. But he actually created a series of machines, and I get inspired by it. But a lot of his machines are designed for dancers and people that are really, really, really athletic. And since I was working with people who, were injured and needed a lot more support than that, I designed a machine that gave people something to hold on to while they were exercising. And at the same time, it works with springs, so it stretches the joints and it strengthens them at the same time. And I had this idea in my head, and I finally just decided to go for it. And
were you actually granted a patent?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen every day, you know? And is this a machine that, did you ever build one?
I built a series of them and sold some of them. People wanted them, and then I just, at some point I decided that I was either going to go ahead with making exercise machines or continue to be a chiropractor, but I couldn't do both.
Do you use one at West Philly Associates?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called the Power Stretcher.
Oh, okay. You didn't use your name or anything, huh?
No. Dr. Joe's Power Stretcher. Then. There you go.
Okay, Dr. Joe. I feel like in the Wild West, it's something that they pulled along on the stagecoach and invited the people out to Dr. Joe's Power Stretcher and snake oil. Do you get people who use your machine who say it's helped them?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Almost immediately. I mean, they can't believe they get off the machine and they're feeling better already. So.
Well, I'm going to come try this machine. I don't know. Maybe I can get an adjustment today. My lower back's hurting me. I've been working out too hard. How do you do an adjustment? Do you do adjustments to patients?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you lay them on a special bed?
We lay them on a table, and there's two ways to do it. So I have an adjusting instrument, which has a tapping motion, which is good for the more gentle adjustments. Some people don't like the hands-on approach, so I use the machine 60% of the time, and then I use my hands the rest of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
The machine 60% of the time.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back to Dr. Joe and talking about chiropractic treatments and trauma-related injuries, but we've got some callers who need to ask some questions. Let's talk to Matthew from Camden, New Jersey. Matthew, welcome to Court Radio, buddy.
How you doing?
That's it. I'm doing good. I was over in Jersey yesterday. You know that?
Oh, was you?
Yeah, I was up in Willingboro doing some charity work and hanging out with some politicians.
This part isn't live yet, is it?
Yeah, we're live. You're on the air. This part's very live. So don't be cursing or cussing or.
No, I'm not going to do none of that. But,
okay.
I really wanted to talk to you, not on the air just yet.
Ah, well, unfortunately, on Sunday mornings, the only way you get to talk to Dean is on the air. But I promise you, if you give us a call during the week, I know you got a wills and estates question, and I got to tell you, next Sunday, I'm going to have my partner, Saul Langsam, on the show, and Saul's going to talk about wills and estates. And so I invite you to couch your question. Call us during the week if you need to. Same number, 215-227-2727. Or save your question for wills and estates for next Sunday, and Saul will be here at 7 a.m. All right? Matt, take care, buddy. Thank you.
Well, can I just say one more thing to you?
Of course you can. It's your dime.
Can you tell me real quick how I can go, how can I stop the court-appointed administrator from dismantling my mother's estate and just being unprofessional and showing a lack of concern for my siblings and me.
Yeah.
And
well, all right. That's like a 4-part question, Matt. So take a breath and let me answer. You said a court-appointed administrator, and that means to me that he's going to carry a lot of weight with the court. However, if you think he's doing something or she's doing something improper, you can always request a hearing, an accounting before the orphans court in Philadelphia, or if it's in New Jersey, the surrogates court. And you can request an accounting, and you can ask them to come in, the administrator, and show all that they have done, all the financial transactions, all the sales, all the buys, all the everything. And if it's not proper, the court will step in. And I've seen administrators be replaced with other administrators. But in order to get that happening, you need to retain counsel, because I don't think you're going to have the ability to file these papers requesting an accounting on your own. And when you retain counsel in this type of a case, it's usually by the hour or a set fee, a retainer, etc. And so that's what has to happen. That's probably what has to happen if you're really that unhappy with the administrator. But again, Matt, I invite you to give us a call next Sunday. Saul will be on, and he's far more knowledgeable about wills and estates than Dean is. 215-227-2727. Thank you, Matt. And we're going to come right back after these announcements.
You were just hurt. It's not your fault. You're in physical pain. How do you get better? Who is going to help you recover? West Philadelphia Associates has highly trained doctors and staff that can help you today. Don't wait at a hospital. West Philadelphia Associates will work with your attorney, providing documentation of all injuries and the best plan for treatment to get you back to the life you deserve. With diagnostic studies to better detect injuries, West Philadelphia Associates doctors and staff will help you recover. West Philadelphia Associates, here to help you get better because you deserve it. Call 215-471-4714.
If you have legal problems and need answers, call My Philly lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first at 215-227-2727 for personal injury, medical malpractice, birth injury, and more. Call Dean first.
He will fight for your rights. That's what Dean Weitzman is all about.
Call My Philly lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first. 215-227-2727. My Philly lawyer, when winning matters most. For 20 years, Center City Medical Center has provided premium expert medical services for Philadelphia. Whether you need musculoskeletal rehab or an immigration physical, call 888-945-EXAM. Our board-certified physicians have more than 80 years' experience from post-injury rehab to DNA paternity testing. To make an appointment at one of our 3 convenient locations, call 888-945-EXAM. Get premium expert care. Center City Medical Center, serving Northeast, North, and Center City, Philadelphia. If you've been injured on the job and are entitled to workers' comp, you need someone fighting for you from the start. Call Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law. Don't rely on your employer or insurance company to get it right. Call 215-512-1500. If you're entitled to workers' comp or it's being challenged, Jeffrey Gross can help get the money you deserve, and he won't get paid unless you get paid. Call 215-512-1500. Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law, representing Pennsylvania's injured workers for more than 20 years.
The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Need more legal answers? Here's more Court Radio with your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning and welcome back. It's Court Radio, and I'm Dean Weitzman, and this is your hour to ask legal questions. 215-227-2727. That's our number. Use it. 215-227-2727. All the lines are lit. And we got Dr. Joseph McAfee in the studio. Good morning, Dr. Joe.
Good morning, Dean.
He is the medical director at West Philly Associates. Where's West Philly Associates located?
105 South 7th Street. Oh, sorry. 137 South 60th.
137. Well,
37 South 60th. 60th and Chestnut.
60th and Chestnut. Okay. And how large a facility is it?
Oh, I guess we're about 2,000 square foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are there multiple exam rooms?
Yes. Well, we have a big room and then a smaller room and then a series of offices. But a lot of the therapy gets done out. A lot of the exercise and the therapy is done in a large room. Yeah.
And how many people typically are there? Like, do I have to, when I come, will I have to wait?
No one ever waits. There's no waiting. We don't even have a waiting room. We have a get into action room, I guess. We just start right away. People come in and either start exercising or they'll go on tables that roll up and down their back with heating pads on them, or they'll be adjusted. So there's one of three things that's always happening at the same time.
Now, do you do any diagnostic studies like x-rays or MRIs to help you in your job?
I'll send out for them. We don't have x-ray machine at the office. Most of the people that come from into our office have already been to the hospital, and they've worked out whether that person needs an x-ray or not. And then we'll send out for MRIs and things like that afterwards.
Okay. And what does that show you? What does that demonstrate for you? Why do you use those?
Well, first thing we want to rule out is there's any kind of a fracture or anything more serious, to make sure that they're okay to be adjusted, and we can do what we do without any concern about that. So we just want to make sure that there's nothing more serious going on than the usual sprains and strains and things that happen when people get in accidents.
When there is something more serious, do you continue to treat that patient, or do you send them out for additional treatment with other physicians?
We'll send them out.
And who do they go out to?
The medical doctor. Sometimes what's needed is some kind of medication, or maybe a cortisone shot, or something that's going to give them temporary relief, so the body can calm down and get out of pain. So we want to make sure that that's all done, and then once that's happening, then we can begin to do a more aggressive approach.
Folks, if you've got questions for Dr. McAfee, all you got to do is give us a call at 215-227-2727. He's talking about injuries. He's talking about treatment for these types of injuries. And if you've got ongoing problems or treatments from an accident, an old accident, you want to talk to Dr. McAfee, get his opinion, by all means, now's the time to give us a call. All right, let me grab some callers. Let me talk to Willie from Lindenwold, New Jersey, on line 4, bud. Gone. All right. How about Richard on line 5? Richard!
Yes.
Welcome to Court Radio, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm well, thanks. Are you excited? This is your first time calling?
First time.
Wow. Have you listened before?
All the time.
Yeah? Do you like what I have to say?
Yes.
Good.
It's informative.
Thank you. I like to be informative. I try also to be a little entertaining. Sometimes do you giggle a little or laugh on Sunday mornings? Just a little, just like that, just a little. There you go. Richard, your giggle bought you a question with me. What are you calling me about today?
Child support.
Go for it.
Okay. Welfare claimed that I was the father of this young lady's child. I'd never met her before. The judge determined, because I went to court a whole lot of time, the judge determined that the child wasn't mine, but they started taking child support out of my money. And it took almost a year. After that, the judge made them stop. And I got a letter a couple months ago, same young lady, saying that it's my child. I went down there. I had paperwork. That's the only thing that saved me, paperwork from the prior charges. The woman looked at it, and she couldn't believe it. She went to her supervisor. They cut it off. But one thing they told me, that they're probably gonna come back after me again, even though they know that the child is mine. And they done took my money. What she was saying is that they were gonna take me through the whole process, take some money, then they would give me a few dollars back and then keep the rest. That's what they do. Now, I don't know what to do because the next time, because she told me they probably would come after me again. But, the paperwork that I got stopped them from taking the money.
Mm-hmm. Thank goodness you held on to that paperwork.
Yeah. I don't know, but see, the fathers, me and his name are very close. Somehow they got my Social Security number, and that's when they really done it to me. But after everything was said and done, they had to stop taking my money. They gave me a few back. They still owe me, but everybody telling me I won't be able to get the money back. I'm just trying to get them to stop coming after me.
Right. You know what? This may just be a matter of having an attorney send a letter to the Department of Public Welfare, putting them on notice, providing the documentation, and warning them that if they come after you again, there will be consequences. Maybe that's all you need to have happen. There's certainly nothing that, if they haven't come after you currently, there's nothing that you can file.
Last month they came after me.
Right, and then you got it thrown out right away.
Yes.
And they then told you last month they might come after you again.
Yes.
Okay. What I'm telling you is there's nothing to file if they haven't come after you again. But perhaps a letter to the supervisor at the Department of Public Welfare and Human Services who's handling this to put them on notice. Here's what I would suggest. I would suggest giving us a call during the week, 215-227-2727.
Okay.
You're in North Philly, you say, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to go up to our Bustleton office on Bustleton Avenue in the Northeast, where we have our attorneys who are doing the domestic relations work. You'd meet with Irina Shiloh. That's who you want to ask for, Irina. And Irina could sit down with you, kind of figure it all out, prepare the letter, and send it off to them. Okay? There's going to be a charge for that. There's no way around it. There's legal fees involved. Her time is involved. But I think that that might be your best preemptive measure, to send them a letter letting them know you've got counsel, you're represented, and this has gone on too long. They've stolen your money, in essence, okay? And not once but twice they tried to, and that you're just not going to tolerate it any longer. If I were you, that's what I would do. I would spend a few bucks and I'd go meet with Irina. Richard, thanks for calling Court Radio, and I give you your credit though for so far representing yourself and also having all that paperwork ready to go on case number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
See you, bud.
And I will give Irina a call.
All right, you give Irina a call.
All right,
Richard. Be well.
Bye-bye.
215-227-2727. Let's talk to Chris on line 1 from Northeast Philadelphia. Hey, Chris, welcome to Court Radio.
How you doing, Dean?
I'm doing well, thanks. What's happening in the Northeast? Where in the Northeast?
Around Grand Avenue.
Mm-hmm. Grand Avenue, that's Larry's old stomping ground, Yep. So, what's going on in Grand Avenue? Got the
domestic issues. My wife, we've been separated about 3 years now, and we split custody with our daughter.
Let me ask you a question. Wait, Chris, hold on. Do you love your wife?
Not anymore, no.
No, I didn't think so. Okay, so you've been separated 3 years. Why?
Yes.
Why didn't the separation lead to a divorce?
We were going to get separated. We were going to separate at one point, but get divorced at one point. But it was the financial aspect of it.
Yep.
So we held off on it.
Do you know? Let me just say.
I'm regretting it now, though.
Yeah. Do you know that if you're walking across the street, and I don't wish this on you, but you're walking across the street today and you get taken out by a tractor trailer, and you have a $7 million claim, that $7 million is going to go all to your wife?
Even if I have a beneficiary?
Yeah, because you don't have a beneficiary of your of your estate. If you have a will and you name a beneficiary of your residuary estate, and again, this is maybe something that we'll talk about next week with Saul, but if you name a residuary beneficiary, even in that circumstance, your wife could take 1/3 of your estate, 1/3, regardless, even if you disinherit her. Because in Pennsylvania, you cannot 100% disinherit a spouse. It's called the spousal share, and she gets it no matter what you do. And if that's not reason enough, you don't love the woman, you don't really want to see your hard work go into her hands, but that's exactly what's going to happen unless you take that next step and get divorced.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Well, I'm off my soapbox, and now I'm ready to listen to you. What's your question?
Okay. Like I was saying before, we've been separated for about 3 years now, and I basically take care of everything financially with our daughter, medical, child support, and all that other stuff. She went and filed for child support and spousal support, even though I paid for everything, and we split half custody. They approved it, and she gets a large chunk of my money every 2 weeks. Is she rightfully entitled to that just because I make more money than her? Because that's what they told me. That's the reason that she got it, because I make more money than her.
Yeah. Guess what? Welcome to America, Chris. You know what? You pay, and then you die. And that's why it's so important to get yourself out of the marriage. The second you get out of the marriage, that's when the spousal support will stop.
Well, in that case, can she get alimony?
How long were you married?
Like I said, probably like 2.5, 3 years.
No. There's no alimony for 2.5. That's not a marriage. That was like a drive-through. You It's like you went to Burger King and you drove through. I mean, come on, stop it. No, you need to be married for like 10 years. You know, a substantial amount of time in order for somebody to be eligible for alimony. But guess what? You could be married for 30 seconds, okay, and get separated. And if your earnings are greater than your spouse's earnings, she's going to get 40% of the difference. So if you make
tell me about it.
Yeah,
my pockets are hurting right now.
Yeah, I know. And so you were worried about spending a few dollars with a lawyer to get divorced. And you were like, I can't afford that right now. That's not a priority. And now your ex-wife or your soon-to-be ex-wife steps in and steals 40% of the difference between your salary and hers, and it will continue every single week until you're divorced.
Now,
if that's not incentive to get divorced, I don't know what is.
Now, just a quick question: as soon as she signs the divorce papers, do I take it to court or?
No. Listen, what do you want me to tell you how to do surgery if I was a doctor? Come on. You have to go over to see Irene at 215-227-2727. Pay the money and let a professional get you divorced. I don't think you're going to be able to do this on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to pay one way or the other, you know, as you well know right now. You're paying. Yeah. And so you might as well invest a little bit and because, you know, this didn't have to come. How long have you been separated?
We've been separated now for probably about 2 years now.
Okay.
2 years.
Well, if you've been separated for 2 years, getting divorced you don't need her consent any longer. Okay? After 2 years, it's a non-consensual automatic divorce. So So you just need to file papers. You need to have the right papers filed, and you need to get it done as quick as possible.
Okay.
Chris.
And your office in Northeast?
Yeah, not far from you. Bustleton Avenue, just around, just above Northeast Washington High School.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes from you. Give them
Most
a call, 215-227-2727. Ask for Irina. She'll help you walk through the process. Have a great day, Chris.
Okay.
All
You
right.
too.
Okay, we got caller on line 5, Rebecca from Chester, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I think you might be the first woman caller today. I don't.
Woohoo! What a rule.
There you go. There you go. So how's things in Chester? Is the sun shining today? Is it
Not
all?
yet.
Is it always? Is it always sunny
Not quite
in Chester?
yet.
No, not quite yet.
Not
You
quite
have a question for Dr. McAfee, don't you?
I do.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Dr. McAfee. I'm calling with a question. I had knee reconstruction about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, I don't know if the reconstruction went well because I still have a lot of problems with the knee. I was also told that and this was on the right leg. The left leg was told to me that it was also on its way out and that I would probably need surgery soon. But until, of course, the right knee is fully healed, I couldn't get anything done to the left leg. And I guess my question is 2 questions. Should I go back to the original doctor that did it to make sure that, what I'm doing, or since the knee surgery, what I'm doing is right, and then, have them now start checking on the left leg, or, should I get a second opinion, based on that? Because I have never had any type, surgeries like that before. So my understanding from talking with other people, they say they feel great after knee surgery. I, on the other hand, don't, and I'm having problems with both knees, more or less left knee where I'm having numbness, issues with, swelling, that kind of stuff. And I never saw the difference in the swelling going down on my right leg. So I'm just more or less concerned that I'm having a lot of problems that I don't want to cause me to be crippled, later on in life.
Right. Well, I think you should, given what you've said, I think that a second opinion would be warranted. I think that would be a good idea, and and find out exactly what's going on with the original surgery, and then before you go on and look at doing the other knee. But I've heard that there once you get one knee done, and then the second one usually follows pretty quickly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
No, I'm the doctor. How do people get in touch with you if they want to call, get an appointment, get something reviewed? What's the number for your office?
It's 215-471-4916.
Okay, 471-4916.
All right.
215-471-4916. Give Dr. McAfee a call. He'll be happy to see you. And if you can't help somebody, do you refer them out to other people?
Yes. Yeah, we work pretty good with the medical community, and we're all a team, and getting people well is what's most important. As to who does it, we want to get the best qualified people involved.
Great. That sounds great. All right. Thanks for calling us. Have a great Sunday, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca.
You too. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 215-227-2727. Folks, we got to pay the bills. Here's the sponsors' announcements. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
You were just hurt. It's not your fault. You're in physical pain. How do you get better? Who is going to help you recover? West Philadelphia Associates has highly trained doctors and staff that can help you today. Don't wait at a hospital. West Philadelphia Associates will work with your attorney, providing documentation of all injuries and the best plan for treatment to get you back to the life you deserve. With diagnostic studies to better detect injuries, West Philadelphia Associates doctors and staff will help you recover. West Philadelphia Associates, here to help you get better because you deserve it. Call 215-471-4714.
If you have legal problems and need answers, call My Philly Lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first at 215-227-2727 for personal injury, medical malpractice, birth injury, and more. Call Dean first.
He will fight for your rights. That's what Dean Weitzman is all about.
Call My Philly Lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first 215-227-2727. My Philly Lawyer, when winning matters most. For 20 years, Center City Medical Center has provided premium expert medical services for Philadelphia. Whether you need musculoskeletal rehab or an immigration physical, call 888-945-EXAM. Our board-certified physicians have more than 80 years' experience from post-injury rehab to DNA paternity testing. To make an appointment at one of our 3 convenient locations, call 888-945-EXAM. Get premium expert care. Center City Medical Center, serving Northeast, North, and Center City, Philadelphia. If you've been injured on the job and are entitled to workers' comp, you need someone fighting for you from the start. Call Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law. Don't rely on your employer or insurance company to get it right. Call 215-512-1500. If you're entitled to workers' comp or it's being challenged, Jeffrey Gross can help get the money you deserve, and he won't get paid unless you get paid. Call 215-512-1500. Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law, representing Pennsylvania's injured workers for more than 20 years.
The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Need more legal answers? Here's more Court Radio with your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning and welcome back. It's Court Radio, kids. This is the hour to ask your legal questions. And today, talk to Joe McAfee, chiropractor to the stars. 215-227-2727 gets you into the studio. And we will do our best to answer your questions. But before we move on, I must make a little announcement. If you'd like to meet me, that's right, me, if you want to shake hands with Dean, I'm actually emceeing one of the coolest charitable events of the year. The Bread of Life Foundation is having their annual luncheon Saturday, October 24th. And if you'd like to get in, if you want to talk, well, I don't know if I'm going to have time to talk to you, but I'll certainly say hi and smile at you, maybe take a picture. But all you got to do is call Lily Daniels at 609-871-8986 or her trusted servant, Edna Scott, Grumpy Edna Scott, at 609-871-3125. You give Lil or Edna a call. Bread of Life's got a great mission. They help cancer survivors and victims who are undergoing treatment. They provide cash assistance, medication, supplies, and they do it all through the generosity of the group of ladies. Edna and Lil are a part of the Bread of Life Foundation, which I helped form many, many years ago. So this year, they're doing their luncheon in New Jersey at some posh place, and the tickets aren't too expensive. I don't remember the price, but they're not too expensive. And so you give Lil or Edna a call. I'm going to give you their numbers one more time. 609-871-8986. That's Lil's number. And Edna's 609-871-3125. Give them a call. You'll get your tickets, and I'll see you on the 24th. All right, we're back with Dr. Joseph McAfee, Jr., D.C.
There you go.
This guy's got more initials and letters. So, chiropractic treatment following an accident, trauma, seems to be run-of-the-mill these days. Used to be, when I first started practicing, that this was handled almost exclusively by physicians, physiatrists, and physical therapy specialists.
Right.
Over time, chiropractic doctors really took over in this field. Why do you think that is?
Well, mostly because we get people out of pain so quickly. And, a lot of times people are taking medications which dulls the pain, but it doesn't necessarily help you heal the problem as quickly as a chiropractic adjustment would. So the sooner you get the joint back to where its normal position is and free to move as it was before the accident, the sooner the body can heal itself. So we just have people feel better faster than drugs or surgery, and that's the best way to go.
Do will the auto insurance companies pay for your services?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So if I'm involved in an accident and I have auto insurance, my company really is almost like Blue Cross Blue Shield for the injuries that emanate from that accident.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Let's talk to Renee from West Philly. Hello? Renee? Oh, Renee.
No, are you speaking with me?
Yes.
I'm Burnett.
Burnett. Okay, well, I turned you into a woman, Burnett, and and that wasn't my intention. And so let me first apologize to you for calling you the wrong name and the wrong gender. Welcome to Court Radio, Burnett. How are you today?
Yes, I'm good.
That's good. Turn your radio down, and
okay.
And tell us why you're calling.
Yes, I was just trying to find out maybe the procedures for having a divorce. Basically, I wanted to find out what it would cost to start the procedures, I guess.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you that's a difficult question to answer, and I don't mean to dodge your question, but I can tell you that in the most simplistic divorce, it's called an uncontested divorce. Both parties want to get divorced. They're willing to sign all the papers necessary, and there are no secondary issues: child support, custody, visitation, equitable distribution, because each of these things adds time, and time is money in the legal profession. So a simple divorce, just a divorce by agreement, could be probably somewhere right around $1,000, and maybe less. And now there's a filing fee as well. We have to pay the city of Philadelphia or the county that you live in money to file the papers and money to get the final decree of divorce, and so that doesn't go to us, that goes to them. But suffice to say that it would be a nominal sum if it was just a simple divorce. Now, on the other hand, if it's a complicated divorce, if you've got all kinds of assets, if you're whacking all this stuff up, if you've got, children in custody and a huge estate, it could be 50, 60, 70,000 or more. And literally, so it could be anything from as little as about $1,000 to the sky's the limit if you have a huge estate and a long-term marriage and you're facing potentially alimony and, there's a lot of other issues.
Yes, I understand.
All right? Does that give you...
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, no problem. Thanks for calling Court Radio, and have a great Sunday. 215-227-2727. We're wrapping up with Dr. Joseph McAfee from West Philly Associates. West Philly Associates is located at 60th and Chestnut in the heart of West Philadelphia. And they give you a call by dialing
215-471-4916.
471-4916. You call West Philly Associates, they'll get you in for an appointment. How long does somebody have to wait to come in for an appointment? I call, I'm in pain, I'm aggravated, my life is turned upside down. I call you. How soon before I get to see you?
Right away. We make room for new patients every day. So
all right.
As soon as you call, we'll get you scheduled and get you in.
There you go, folks. It's fairly simple to do. And Dr. Joe will take good care of you and try and get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Right?
Right.
See if I have anything else for you before we let you go. You know what? Another part of your job, and I happen to know this because I've seen some of your work in this area, is outside of the office. especially when you're dealing with folks who have been involved in auto accidents and slip and fall accidents where somebody's responsible for their injuries. They didn't cause these injuries themselves. They didn't fall over their own feet. Somebody's negligence brought about this injury. And sometimes those disputes end up in court. How do you help your patient in that process?
Well, when they first come in, we run a series of tests to actually validate that they're in pain and what kind of pain is it, and if there's any kind of swelling or any kind of, the signs and symptoms that would allow the court later on to know that this person was truly in pain and needed the care that we were going to give them. So we just got to take care of the patient, make sure that what they're walking in there with is shows up later, because when they get better, it's not there anymore. So.
Yeah, but that's not what I was referring to.
Okay.
I was referring to the fact that I've seen you testify in court, and you provide substantiation for the injuries. Not only do you help the patient, but you convince the jury that your patient is really injured and has sustained the injuries as a result of this accident.
Yes.
How did you learn to do that?
How did I learn to testify?
Yes, it's an art. It's an art, and you do it well.
Okay. Well, I guess just tell the truth. Just tell the truth as I see it, and be able to take good records and be able to express really what's there. I represent the patient, so I express what's there for them.
There you go. And taking good records, it seems like it's something that anybody could do, but it's not. And as somebody who sees a lot of medical records on a regular basis, there are many doctors who are very sloppy in their record keeping. And that might work for you if you're not testifying and if you're not having to advocate on behalf of your patient.
Right.
But when you do, sloppy records can be devastating.
Yep.
215-227-2727. Let's take one last caller. Let's talk to Janine from Elkins Park. Line 5. Hey, Janine, welcome to Court Radio.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How's Elkins Park?
Oh, it's wonderful. I just have a quick question. It's actually pertaining to my granddaughter. My daughter and the baby father went to court. She'll be 3 in December for joint custody. Now, my question is, he doesn't follow up with it. He may get her once every 3 months, keep her for a day, and bring her back. And the reason is because he doesn't have anyone to watch her while he works. Now, my daughter works every day. She doesn't have anybody to watch her, but, she has to go through the same thing of finding somebody to babysit. She's not in school yet. So my question is, can she take him back to court to try to get him to help her pay for daycare or child support?
Yes, child support and the obligation to pay for child care are all, shared by both parents. And when there's a change in circumstances, you can always go back to court to get the original order modified. And so that's not a problem at all. And we do it all the time at My Philly Lawyer, and all you got to do is give us a call at the number you called for Court Radio this morning, 215-227-2727. And when you call for domestic relations and child custody issues, always ask for Irina Shiloh. And Irina is my associate who does just this type of work. She's a very good listener. She'll be happy to spend some time with you and hear you out and give you the best advice.
Okay.
All right.
That was my question. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, too. Have a great day in Elkins Park. All right, folks. Doctor, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks for having me on.
And usually when a new guest comes on, they bring a gift or, something. So, I don't know, next time maybe, a breakfast or well, I'm going to try an adjustment, folks, before I leave the studio. All right, I'll let you know next week how that worked out for me. Have a great Sunday, everybody, and I'll see you.